To the Goa Inferno case, we're getting you live visuals of Luthra brothers arriving at the Goa airport. Remember, a Goa police team is escorting them from Delhi, which is where they arrived yesterday from Thailand. We're getting you first visuals, a breaking story for you in real time. Luthra brothers arriving at the Goa airport. Remember, these are the co-owner, the accused in the Goa Inferno case where 25 people lost their lives. And we're getting you first visuals, first a glimpse of these brothers reaching the Goa airport. Visuals on your screen. My colleague Brijesh Pandey is joining me on this to give us more details. Brijesh, we're getting first visuals on News9 about Luthra brothers reaching Goa from Delhi. Help us understand what will be the next step now as far as the legal proceedings are concerned.
What will happen is that after this, the Goa Police will take Luthra brothers to a medical examination to get his medical examination done, as is the procedure, the legal procedure. And after that, he will also they might interrogate him today, or they might take him to the court where they will seek police custody from the judicial authorities from the court. And after that, investigation into the various aspects in which the police is investigating will begin. What will happen is that the Birch by Romeo Lane fire which happened and killed 25 people, Luthra brothers will be subjected to intense scrutiny about how they were able to run that place without any license, who all helped and aided them as far as running that club is concerned, and why were there not enough security arrangements being done, why was there one single line entry exit situation there, and why was there no fire NOC which was taken by them, and why there was not enough fire safety procedures and protocols in place as far as that particular Birch by Romeo Lane club is concerned. So they will be subjected to intense scrutiny as far as these issues are concerned, and they will also the police would also want to know as to why immediately when they got to know about this particular fire which killed 25 people, instead of responding and rushing to Goa or providing any kind of help, why did they escape from the country? Though Luthra brothers and through their lawyers have denied this allegation, but the fact of the matter remains that that immediately 1.5 hours after finding that there was a fire at the at Birch by Romeo Lane, they immediately rushed to airport and took first flight available to Phuket. So one thing is very clear, that they were trying to escape as far as facing the legal procedures and proceedings in the country is concerned. So they will be be subjected to these very sustained intense interrogation about who who helped them get these fraudulent licenses. How were they able to operate without any proper procedures? How were they able to operate without any fire safety norms in place and without a fire NOC? Because remember, that is a must if you want to operate any kind of fire club and or build any kind of structure. So they will be subjected to scrutiny to all of these, and the police have, the Goa Chief Minister and the police have already enunciated that they will be bringing more people in as and when the progress investigation is done.
Right, Brijesh, that will be the line of questioning taken by Goa Police as far as the Luthra brothers are concerned. This is a classic case of justice catching up to power and a privilege, because as you mentioned, there were multiple lapses that took place at their nightclub that eventually took the life of 25 people. It is a sheer case of negligence on their part is what it's looking right now, and therefore they will be questioned on those lines. On that front, Brijesh, if you could just tell us what are the charges facing these brothers at this point?
Luthra brothers are facing, apart from various other charges, which would include that operating a club without any proper licenses by the government, operating the club without any fire NOC, operating the club without making sure that there are proper procedures. They would also be tried for culpable homicide not amounting to murder, because one thing is very clear, that the way the structure has come out, there was only one entry and exit line, which makes it very, very risky whenever, if God forbid, any kind of eventuality takes place. So they would want to know why there were no separate entry-exit lines. They would also be subjected to questioning as to how they were able to operate without any licenses, who all in the government were helping them, because, now various other reports are coming out about how it was denied by the panchayat, but despite that, they were, a senior IPS officer who has now retired was able to ensure that no local police reaches at the doorstep of this particular nightclub. So, role of all those senior police officers will also come, because if you look at there are two aspects to this extremely unfortunate tragedy. The one is the micro, where you will be talking about the role of Luthra brothers, why not enough security measures were put in place, how lives of innocent people were played with, and how 25 people lost their lives. There's also a macro picture, and I think that also needs to be looked simultaneously and very carefully. And that macro picture is who all facilitated this, because they are as guilty as Luthra brothers are guilty, because anybody who facilitates or helps to run a nightclub without proper infrastructure, without proper licenses, which are mandatory to make sure that there's enough security paraphernalia which is there in the nightclub, there's enough safety precautions. So God forbid if any such situation arises, people are being able to, the nightclub should be able to should be in a position to make sure that everyone has a timely and orderly exit, but none of that's what happened. So who was that IPS officer who was providing protection to the Luthra brothers? So I think both this micro and macro investigation has to be done if the government wants a permanent, or rather a long-lasting solution to these kind of situations.
Right, Brijesh, exactly. Those are the questions that will be asked at this point, that who helped these brothers get those licenses through inappropriate means, who helped them, in fact, flee to Phuket just hours after the fire tragedy. So those are the questions that will be asked at this point, because you're talking about the macro picture, and, there has been a crackdown by Goa government as well ever since this incident took place. So help us understand also that how this case could set a precedent for anyone who tries to evade Indian law, because they fled to Phuket, but the fields of justice moved pretty quickly in this case. And also with regards to the illegal and unregulated development we're now witnessing in Goa. So how does this case now set a precedent?
I think, one thing is there, that this, if the Goa government is serious, I think this is a perfect or fit case to make sure that there is a very solid crackdown on this builder administrative nexus as far as Goa is concerned. I think, this gives a very golden opportunity for the Goa government to crack down on all those senior police officers, senior administrative officers, the panchayat workers and all, and also the fire department, if they were in any kind of collusion, to make sure that in future, whenever licenses are being granted, the entire procedure is followed, and anybody who is running an establishment or these kind of nightclubs and all, they all are subjected to intense scrutiny, and just by greasing up the palm of few greedy bureaucrats or officers, they should not be allowed to go away and play with the lives of innocent people who come to their clubs thinking that that the situation would be safe for them. So I think this is a golden opportunity for the government to initiate the crackdown on corruption as far as this particular case is concerned. And I think if this is done, then it'll be a big salutations to those 25 people who have unfortunately lost their lives. I think real justice will be meted out to them.
Right, a classic case to set an example, in fact, in Goa. But I want to ask you, both the brothers had, in fact, filed for an anticipatory bail, which was denied. But what are their lawyers saying at this point of time?
Well, what the lawyers, when they applied for anticipatory bail, they said that they did not intend to flee, and it was a predetermined visit to Goa, the predetermined visit to Thailand, because they have their businesses there. But the sequence of event was telling a completely different story, and that is the reason why the court had dismissed had rejected the anticipatory bail. I don't see them getting any kind of anticipatory bail anytime soon, because if you look at the sequence of events, it is very clear that the way they have reacted puts attribute motives to the fact that they are not very keen as far as this particular case investigation in this particular case is concerned. Ideally, they should have immediately rushed to Goa, and they should have, joined hands with the authorities to make sure that any and every kind of investigation, any and every kind of question which the police had to ask them would be asked, and they should be there to answer them. But instead of that, they chose to run away to Thailand, and it's been 10 days since that incident has taken place. So I don't think that any court is likely to give them any anticipatory bail anytime soon. And I guess only after intense scrutiny and investigation of these of Luthra brothers, only then there would be some sort of hope for them to get any kind of anticipatory bail.